Again, it'll be clear when I send this through to you, but I'll just show you today, okay? So there's your setup in terms of the before and after, okay? Yeah. I'll draw some lines on here, okay? So before, I zoom in a little bit, before the ball was too far in the middle of your stance of the driver.
Right.
Okay, and as we said, I think the reasons why that moved, okay, it's often the sort of chicken and the egg kind of thing. What came first? Did the ball go too far back and then you started stretching, or were you stretching and the ball went too far back? It doesn't matter which was first, but either way, the problem we had before last lesson was you were stretching out for the golf ball, and to compensate the ball was then too far back, okay? So when the ball's too far back, if you watch as you come into impact here now, as you strike the golf ball, your hands, you can see now, are in front of the golf ball, aren't they? So if you take your driver and push your hands forward, the face opens, okay? So the ball goes out to the right. Then, of course, we start trying to change the swing and swinging our arms out to the right to try and maybe draw the ball or whatever. We get the Healy strikes, okay? Also, if the ball was too far away, as it was last lesson, you're going to try and stretch for the ball. So we have stretching, which reduces power, increases tension, reduces quality of strike. It's going to change your path out to the right, okay? Then we had ball too far back, which affects the contact, where the face is going to point, and the loft you're going to get, because you've only got, what, 10, 11 degrees on that driver? If we push the handle forward there, now if you look at that handle at impact there, roughly speaking there, Derek, I would say that's the two green lines there, kind of the angle you're for. That's going to be about 6, 7 degrees, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you've got 10, you've now lost 6. You're now going to be at 3 or 4 degrees. So unless you've got sort of 100 plus mile an hour club head speed, it's going to put the scope. Right. And then you're going to try and lift it up in the air. And what you'll find then, you'll start compensating, as we said. You'll start doing different things to adjust. So by putting the ball further forward, as you can see here now, with the stick on the ground, okay. Now I just missed the contact because the camera was a little bit slow. But you can see hit the golf ball after now. The club's gone past you. It's squared the club face up. And in effect, we haven't changed your swing as such. All we're saying for you to do is allow the club to create the natural curvature around to the left that you want to do. When I said to you swing that tennis racket, naturally speaking, you just stood there with the racket, even with the bad shoulder, you just went, and it swung over your left shoulder, yeah? The golf club wants to go round your body and swing over this left shoulder here. It's a circle, as we've said, and keep saying, I'll probably say more and more over and over again, okay? But the golf swing is a circle. Don't try to swing straight lines. And if you're ever feeling that you've got to try and compensate for a strike, first thing you look at is your setup. Because if your setup is wrong, you have to do something wrong in the swing to counterbalance that other wrong. As I say, 2 wrongs can make a right, but it gets to the point that when you hadn't played for 6 months in lockdown, you come back, you're trying to adjust things, you're basing your swing on timing, it's not going to work so well. Shots start going all over the place, and then you start getting more tense. Tension increases, reduces the speed, should I say, reduces your control. In terms of the tension, as we did discuss in the session, thumb pressure will be a big thing in terms of how much pressure you have in the body. Nice and loose. Good for me, your fingers underneath, nice and secure. Not squeezing, but just nice and secure. Thumb pressure loose. If that squeezes, your arms get tight, your shoulders get tight, you're going to really struggle. Okie dokie?
Yep.
Does that kind of make sense, yeah?
Yep.
So, just a quick summarise. From last lesson, we got a little bit closer. You're looking much better now in terms of your distance. The ball's moved forward probably about 4 to 5 inches. For me, it's going to be practice now. What does that look like without the stick? With the stick, you were great. Without the stick, you were a good one. Taking you from here out to there will be the next stage to see how you do out there on the golf course with the boys and stuff. Will that ball position come back to being the correct position, or will it start creeping back to where you wanted to? Or will you start creeping further away again? Potentially, either could happen. Okay, okay? Good man, well done, buddy.